Hi, welcome to the latest special episode of vTV Video Views, where we're going to discuss our top favorite movies that were filmed right here in Alberta.
Congratulations and celebrations.
For all of you that are watching not in Alberta, this is where we're recording, and it's pretty...
It's where Banff
freaking
is. That's
cold.
how you would know.
Yeah. A lot of Banff around here.
Congratulations and celebrate.
Great films coming up. Check them out.
They're all American movies that were made here.
Oh my god, we won't have a single Canadian film.
Congratulations.
Okay, the first movie I want to recommend, Assassination of Jesse James.
Masterpiece.
It is a really, really good movie.
He regretted neither his robberies nor the 17 murders that he laid claim to. And on September 5th, 1881, Jesse James was 34 years old.
Not only because it's filmed in Alberta do I like this movie, it's well made. It's one of the most beautiful movies you'll ever look at.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Every shot, you could take a freeze frame and make it your computer background. Like, it's that good looking of a movie.
So it's called Assassination of Jesse James. What is the film about?
Well, it's actually called The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
Wow, I can't believe the movie tanked with a title like that.
Congratulations and celebrate.
A lot of the times you'll watch a Western with Clint Eastwood or someone, and you're like...
You can't unsee Clint Eastwood.
It has that cheesy cowboy look.
Yeah.
And these guys just look like... Okay, I believe that's how they just dressed back then. It doesn't look like they're costumed, it's just... Everything is done...
Authentic.
Yeah, it's authentic. It looks nice.
Look at my red hands and my mean face. I wonder about that man that's gone so wrong.
I've been a nobody all my life. I know I won't get with this one opportunity, and you can bet your life I'm not going to spoil.
Critics were okay with it, and it disappeared from theaters as soon as it came out. And I actually did see it in theaters. And even then I said, 50 years from now, this is going to be labeled a masterpiece. Like, it's just one of those things that I hope people eventually seek out and find, because it's just a great film from top to bottom.
And don't be thrown off by the, 3-hour running time
About
almost. That, it doesn't feel that long, so just saddle up. Yeah! And even though you know exactly how it's going to end because it's in the title, that doesn't matter. Titanic movie didn't suck because you knew how the movie was going to end.
Well said.
That is The Assassination of Jesse James. Highly recommended and made in Alberta.
Seems to me if you have something to confess, you spit it out now.
So, following up the majesty and greatness of Assassination of Jesse James, I wanted to talk about I'll Be Home for Christmas with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Should I not? I'm going to talk about Interstellar.
One thing becomes really clear.
2,
And that's that you want to make sure your children feel safe.
1.
Interstellar was primarily filmed in Alberta, as you can see, with all the majestic shots in space. It's clearly the beautiful Albertan landscape. No, it's all the stuff set on Earth, which is probably 30-40% of the movie is in Alberta. I know a lot of people that worked on it. Like I teach a lot of kids at Willow Park Art School. I teach them film studies every year, and there was a ton of them that got to work on this film, whether they were background actors or whether they were stand-ins for other actors. The girl we worked on in the film we were working on this summer, Jasmine Collis, she was on the movie. So it used a lot of Albertan talent, which I thought was great. Christopher Nolan really likes Alberta because he filmed a lot of Inception.
Inception, like if you've seen that movie, Christopher Nolan, all the mountain chase scenes.
Right, yeah.
And like basically anytime there's a forest or a mountain, it was filmed here.
If you see snow, it's probably in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, I really like Christopher Nolan's films. He drives me bonkers as a filmmaker because his movies are always sort of sloppy.
His movies are very good on the first viewing, almost always, and then the more you watch them, the more they unravel.
This one even, like, I don't love it as much as I did when I first saw it. I saw it in the IMAX theaters, and I was blown away. And I saw it again on Blu-ray, and I thought, there is a lot of goofy stuff in there. I hate when Anne Hathaway says that love will conquer space and science.
Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
So it's got its goofy moments, but it's really reaching for the fences, and he's trying to do like a 2001 Space Odyssey kind of thing, which is why the last act gets really out there and goofy. That's when it lost a lot of people.
That's when it got me.
That's when it got me too. I think that was awesome. Like, it was trying something
that he
totally
went out
different.
on a limb.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage against the dying of the light.
This is one of my favorite films of 2014. It was a really good show. It's obviously got its faults, got its problems, but if you want a really audacious sci-fi adventure flick with Hans Zimmer just farting on an organ for 2.5 hours, then this is the movie for you.
Interstellar. Fart music.
We'll find a way. We always have.
So the next movie I want to recommend, Legend of the Fall.
You like Fall. Brad Pitt, don't you?
You know you can't make her happy. Gonna try. You will fail.
You've been nothing but trouble since you came to this house.
I will admit readily that I think I like this movie a lot more because I grew up with this movie a little bit more. But some things that truly hold up into it, I think the performances, some of them are actually really nice. I think Brad Pitt, it's one of his better movies. It's kind of before he turned into this weird old guy, like old actors seem to do.
Yeah.
Like, they start doing worse and worse movies, like Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. Like, Brad Pitt's gonna just start doing just horrible movies one day, I know. But
oh, too late!
I liked this movie because it wasn't like a lot of the other movies I watched when I was younger. It was longer, but the stories were just so drawn out.
Yeah.
It's hard to recommend this movie when I talk it down so much, but they were boring stories that I found interesting. I don't know. I think, and a part of the reason I found them interesting was because of the setting. Another movie where you can very much tell a lot of it was shot in Alberta.
Yes.
Nice scenery, just good-looking, gorgeous movie, and the music in it's some of my favorite music.
Let's mention quickly how great the score is in Legend of the Fall, because James Horner did it, and he just died a few months ago.
Yeah.
But that was one of his best soundtracks, and you listen to it, and you just fall in love with life.
Yeah.
Some people hear their own inner voices with great clearness. Such people become crazy, or they become legend.
I mean, if you liked Dances with Wolves, there's a lot of the same reasons to like this movie.
This is Diet Dances with Wolves.
That's a good description.
It's the best way to say it.
That's how we'll end this. Legend of the Fall, Diet Dances with Wolves.
Brad Pitt, Anthony Hopkins, Aidan Quinn, Henry Thomas, and Julia Ormond. Legends of the Fall.
So to further prove how masculine and awesome I am to everyone,
What'd you pick, Riley?
I picked Brokeback Mountain. I'm going to say right off the bat, it has a stereotype and a bias to it that everyone always makes fun of. Everyone calls this the gay cowboy movie.
Yeah.
That's the stigma it has, so let me just say right now, these two are shepherds. They're not cowboys. They herd sheep in this film.
They?
The whole time they're herding sheep. They're not cowboys.
I haven't seen it in so long.
They're shepherds, so call it the gay shepherd movie if you want. it is obviously it's a love story between two guys, and in terms of a love story, I think it's one of the most moving. Like, it's just really, it's heartbreaking because I feel as much for their wives as I do for each other, because their love spans about 20 years in this film, and it does nothing but hurt everyone within their center of gravity. Like, all of their wives and kids and themselves are horribly affected by the romance, but they can't stop because they love each other. Yeah. And for me, that's really moving, and the film itself is cinematography of Alberta. A lot of it was filmed in Banff and stuff. Just looks phenomenal.
Has a great soundtrack. It's a decent movie. I've never liked that one as much as you. I mean, without saying, like I thought because of the content,
it got overpraised.
It got overpraised, and I like to think that I looked at it just as a movie, and as a movie, I thought like it wasn't a bad movie, but it's a middle of the road movie that I've seen, I think, twice.
I think, like, personally, I'd probably still, to this day, I'd probably still rank it in like my top 40 movies ever. Okay. I just think like the writing, directing, acting, I can't fault any of it, and the last 15-20 minutes is just some of the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life, man. Like when he holds the shirt, I'm done. I'm a mess. It's just so sad. Very controversial at the time. I feel if it came out now, it wouldn't be as famous for that content.
I do think people have progressed quite a ways since that movie's come out.
No, I remember when I went and saw it in theaters. I went and saw it once by myself. And I went to the movie mill in Lethbridge, and when I gave the guy my ticket, he ripped it and he just looked at me and he said, "Do you have a girl date waiting in there for you?"
Right?
And I said, "The hell?
I like movies."
Yeah, I just like well-made movies, you big prick. In terms of actual filmmaking, you want to strip away all the stuff that might make people uncomfortable. This is just a damn near perfectly made movie.
So yeah, that's where strip away everything, and I think it's just another movie. That's it. That's where I am. You. Hope you had fun watching our special episode about film shot primarily on Alberta.
Go Alberta!
Yay!
We're better than Saskatchewan.